welcome back. I think I seriously underestimated the temperature. It looks so nice today. I had to flick on the beanie hat and a little wind jacket, but still I'm bloody freezing. Anyway, in this video today we're going to be talking about psychic work, psychic development, and what I feel about it from a viewer's question. They asked me, and so this is the video to answer. So firstly, we need to establish what I'm deeming as psychic, because there's a lot of different interpretations. So just so we're clear, it's your energy field, the auric field that surrounds every single human being. That is your energy, known as your psyche. So if I'm giving you a psychic reading, I'm entering that auric field of yours and relaying back the information that I receive, that I pick up, that I interpret. So some people will say to me, is it part of mediumship? Is it something you need to learn? Absolutely essential for mastering energy reading, the psychic energy reading, to establish the person that's having the reading, are they in a fit state? Without asking them, are they in a fit state? Your reading of the energy should give you all that information that you require. The problem we have is that some people don't have the ethics in place or the understanding in place for the damage that their words may have, so maybe they're just diving into the energy and saying things that are needless to say. Maybe a health issue, maybe a problem in a relationship, and just very quickly spit this off to the recipient of that information, and not knowing the damage it may cause or has caused. So I think it's essential that we check what we're saying, when we say it, how we say it, why we're saying it. And that's before we've even touched upon the spirit world. That's just learning to read energy. What frustrates me a little bit is when people say it's the spirit world, and it's not the spirit world. It's not a communication. It's not mediumship in that sense. Is that in focus? Yeah, it is now. It's not communication. And it may be something like an object, from a client, from someone, watch or ring, jewelry, an item of belongings, or this may be something like tarot cards or oracle cards, angel cards, the cards, and then start receiving the information with the intent in the mind for the person in front. And then say the spirit world are saying, and it's not the spirit world are saying. The spirit world don't work in that way. So we need to understand the mechanic that we're in. Are we reading a psychic energy, or are we working mediumistically? And this is going to be key to good development, especially if you're someone that wants to be accurate, and make this something that you can do for a living, a full-time job. You're going to have to fully understand what gear you're in and when you're in it. Your next question will be is, how do I know, Charlie? How do I know when it's psychic and when it's mediumship? I'm new to this and I don't know. I thought it was all mediumship. I thought it was all psychic. And there's a very simple process that we go through early on, to help you recognise the subtlety of psychic work or mediumship work and the difference between them. And it's a very, very simple answer, one that you won't believe, but I will give you it now anyway, and maybe you can go away and implement it in your work in some way. And so let's take a real lame example that I'm connecting with someone here, like real life. So someone's sharing this walk with me. and I move my mind into their energy, and all I mean by that is that my intent goes to said person. There's no third eye activation. There's no power up. There's no weird sensation that you're going to go through, because you're new. You're not going to recognise those subtleties, and that's why you feel it's completely out of reach most of the time. However, just take my word for it on this example, give it a couple of goes, and if it don't work for you, we'll have to find another way. But in this example, move the intent to said person. And then once our intent has moved to said person, you start to get a vision of a car, say, and it's just a blue car. And so, as we express this, so I'm aware of a blue car, and the client may say, yes, yeah, I own a blue car. What about the blue car? And so we move our mind back to it, and it doesn't change. It's just a blue car. It's just a blue car. There's no information there. So the way I figure that out is I actually say to the car, the image within my mind, what about the blue car? What about it? And if it just keeps coming back as a blue car, as a blue car, as a blue car, nothing else comes with it, I call that flat. I say there's nothing there, it's very flat, it's very woody, it's just a blue car. Then I know it's in the psychic energy. There's no answering of questions, there's nothing, it's just an image. Mediumship, if in my mind my intent has gone to my person here, and I receive a blue car, bad example, but let's say I receive a blue car, then I say in my mind, what about the blue car? And then I get another piece of information directly off the back of it in relatable terms that is actually to do with the car. It shows intelligence, there is more information there. Then it's that of the spirit world. And that is a very, very simple process that all of you can just bring into your work immediately. Let's stop for a moment. It's now warmed up. I'm going to have to take my jacket off, I think. It really, really, really saddens me when I see, when I do a live feed, for example, and I see lots and lots of people jump on immediately, Facebook more than YouTube, and people jump on and they want, have you got any message for me? Have you got anything for me? And this really, really saddens me, because it's being diluted down by the people that are using their psychic ability or their mediumship in that way. It's rarely mediumship, if I'm honest. I have sat and watched a few of them, and it's very, very rare that there's any form of mediumship there. And so what happens is the understanding of psychic and mediumship become one, because the way the reader is describing it, and so the spirit world tell me, and now they're showing me, is being interpreted as a communication from the spirit world, when in actual fact a lot of it is just coming from the energy of the person that's asked. Now that can come in the form of a text message, an email, a comment, or it's just moving the mind to person, and that's when the information will start to flow. And this is where integrity and ethics will come massively into play, because it's just a thought away, and with that mechanic and that understanding, you can start delving into people's energy as and whenever you feel like it. So that's why I would definitely emphasize that whoever you're going to read for, wherever you are at whatever time, you ask permission to be in their energy. If not, then it's not right, and it's something I've always felt strongly about. So bear in mind, try and see it as something like that's a little bit invasive of your energy. And I always use the example within the classroom of me offering someone a cup of tea around my house. I go and make them a cup of tea, and when I come back, they're going through the drawers, you know, the underwear drawer or something like that, just to give them an idea of what it is that I mean. When you're going into people's energy, you will uncover secrets and fears and all that kind of stuff. So do the right thing. Do the right thing. Those of you that know me on a personal level, you can vouch for me in the comments. But psychic work is something I try to avoid at all times. And there are reasons for that, which I am just about to go into. So the reasons I like to avoid the psychic work, there's a huge element of it that promotes an ego way about it. And remember how I use the word ego, it's self-importance within said scenario. And you'll see psychic readers saying, yeah, but I'm right, it's what I do, I got it right though, didn't I? Let me know in the comments that I'm right, inbox me that I'm right, let me know where I got it right and where I got it wrong. And with the mediumship, I just know that the spirit world they're doing it right. Well, in my philosophy, I don't understand why they would give us a wrong story or wrong information. And through learning and honing in and dialing in the detail of communication, you just know, without that being arrogant or egotistical in any way, you just know that the spirit world are getting it right. You are just a voice for the spirit world. With psychic reading, there's no spirit world involved. It's you reading them, and there's no other ingredient there. It's you interpreting the energy. So I've always struggled to understand why someone wants a psychic reading, because it's just you're paying someone to go into your energy for them to give back to you that information that you already got, that you already have, because it's in your energy, and it's usually for a little bit of hope or guidance or something along those lines. But it's become almost fashionable now to get all the answers and interpretations from a psychic reader, and helping you make big decisions. A lot of the time, big decisions on which way your life is going to go. And I'm just uncomfortable with that kind of pressure on my shoulders, guiding someone in that way. So at all costs, I avoid psychic. At all costs. The only time I will use my psychic work in conjunction with my mediumship is to gauge the room, gauge the singular client, or for the demonstration that I am currently doing. I need to be able to monitor when the energy's going, or going flat. I also need to know if it's very good energy, and monitor the client that I'm speaking to at the time. I'm monitoring the connection I have with the spirit world. These are all psychic mechanics. So it is absolutely essential that we dial these in. There's no doubt about it. How we use it is very, very different. So moving forward, how do we develop this? How do we get it right? It's just lots of practice. So what I would do is have a real-time person in front of you, a friend or a family member, maybe not so much a family member actually, unless they're a little bit at distance, but friends, that sort of stuff. Practice them in person. Go into the energy, ask their permission, as I suggest. Go into their energy, then give them back the information that you're receiving. Then up it a scale, start doing a few on email, start doing a few on text, and start expanding your mind and the ability that you're developing to show you, basically, because psychic is all about you. There's no spirit world involved. To show you that you can do this and it is achievable, and you are getting pretty good at it now. And then move it to objects, which will fall under the the banner of psychometry, so you are reading the energy of said objects. This may be a photograph or someone's jewellery. And then when you do that, then move that onto the people that have passed. Maybe you can get an object from someone that has passed, or a photograph, etc., etc. You can see how the lessons that you can add to it. Don't just skip through them. You know, I know everyone wants to do this quickly and you want to get it done and you want to be good at it. I get that. But you also need to dial it in, because you will definitely need these mechanics at some point, and you don't want it to be failing on you at any point either. So then take note of, this is an object of a living person, and then this is an object of someone that has passed. And see if you can feel the difference. See if there is a difference there for you. Now, there will be a difference to those that are more experienced, ones that have dialed this faculty of their mind in. They will absolutely feel the difference. But to someone new that may have come to the channel, or you're just embarking on development of psychic work, then see if you can feel it. The likelihood is you won't. But that doesn't mean it's not there. We've just got to keep on dialing it in, and then eventually you will feel a subtlety of a difference. This one belongs to someone that's passed. This one belongs to someone that is still very much present here and now on the earth. Make your development as easy as possible. Now, I'm not suggesting that you start running around like supermarkets and huge shopping complexes to feel the difference in people's energy, but you kind of want to do it in a way that's allowed, you know, so your circle or whatever, and just bounce in and out of the energies. Get used to moving the energy, so you sit opposite someone, and then someone to the right of you, and someone to the left of you, and you just get in their emotional state, their mental state, you know, how they feeling, etc., etc. And then this way you're dialing it in all the time. Again, gradually you will start to feel the difference. You know, someone's very, very happy, someone's very, very down. Do not be fooled by the mask that people wear. There's so many people out there that look happy and seem happy, and they're actually far from happy. So let me try and adjust that, let a little bit more light in. So give that a go, give that a try. Now, this is not gonna happen overnight. Please do not be that naive and think that you can just pick up one book or watch one video and it's done. It's not. This is gonna need regular attention. You need to keep going back to it, and even the people that are doing this on a professional basis, you know, out there doing it full time, it requires sharpening up all the time. Development, if you're looking into it, is not, I've been doing it 5 years and that's it, I don't need to do it anymore. This is a lifetime now, to dial it in every time for the rest of your life. So it's a huge, huge commitment, working psychically and mediumistically. And just before we round this one up, try and be mindful of why you need feedback. Why do you need the feedback? You know, it helps to know, yeah, you got that right, my emotional state is right, that's brilliant. But I don't want to be talking about it 2 hours later. I don't want to be talking about it a week later. I don't want to be reading on Facebook just how amazing you are because you got it right. Because that's when it falls into that trap of ego. And I promise you, it's a very short-lived experience if you keep doing it this way. I understand that there is a promotional aspect. I want to be known for it, then you're going to have to get it out there. I get that. But ask yourself every time, why do you need the feedback? So, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope there's something that you can take from it. I hope you go away and try a few of the things that I'm suggesting. Let me know in the comments. Let me know, and we'll see how you're getting on and the problems that you've come up against. And if you are coming up against problems, we'll try and do something to help you out. So for now, I will see you all in the next video.